I have lost track of the number of times I've covered fake graphics cards like this one and other various GPU scams on this channel. But what actually happens when you buy from one of these eBay scam listings? Well, I did the only sensible thing a YouTuber can do. I bought from one of these infamous eBay scam listings, but the scammer here wasn't as clever as most. So here's what happened when I put hundreds of pounds into the pocket of a dirty eBay scammer. On the 25th of April 2021, I paid £127 to a graphics card scammer, but it was intentional. I wanted to show you guys what happens when you fall for one of these scams. Do you receive a photograph or a fake graphics card like one of these GTX 1050 Ti's from Wish, or nothing at all? Well, let's go through the timeline of events. On April 25th at about midday, I found an eBay listing for a GTX 1060 3GB for just £127. A relative bargain when you consider the current GPU market. The seller had absolutely no feedback, and that's important to remember for later on in the video. They had multiple of these graphics cards for sale, and as pointed out by a member of the RMDTECH Discord community, the photo is actually taken directly from a review of this graphics card on hexus.net. So this was almost definitely a scam. But despite that, I put my money where my mouth is and hit pay, sending £127 from my wallet to theirs. But it wasn't quite that simple. See, within 2 minutes of payment being confirmed, I had already received an eBay notification that the graphics card had been posted, and then a few seconds after that, it was updated again with the postal tracking number, which didn't actually work. But why did the seller do this? Surely they don't think that I'll believe they have shipped the item to me that quickly. The only way that could happen was if the Flash himself was working at the post office. Well, the answer actually lies with eBay and PayPal's buyer protection systems. Remember how I had previously mentioned that the seller had zero feedback? Well, brand new accounts like this one will have any eBay sales money held by PayPal until 21 days has passed, or until the buyer has confirmed receipt of the item. But this can be sped along by providing tracking information, exactly what this scammer was betting on. The scammer needed the money to get out of PayPal as soon as possible, so that it would go into their bank account, then they could begin laundering the money around different bank accounts to make it harder for eBay and PayPal to track down the money once they discovered it was a scam. So by attempting to prove shipment of the item, they were hoping eBay and PayPal would release the money to them. And it wasn't long after this that I got a message from the seller. It said, "Thanks for buying from Gaming for You." Wow, either this was named by a 5-year-old or the UK's least creative scammer. But now a communication line was open, so I had a brainwave. Why not check if this account has a person behind it, or if it's all run by bots? So I replied to their message asking about shipping details, and almost straight away, within 5 minutes, I had a pretty human looking reply. Which to be honest surprised me. I already knew this was a scam, but I wasn't expecting a human reply, and definitely not one that fast. And to be honest, their reply was actually pretty reassuring. If I wasn't already convinced this was a scam, that might have been a believable reply. So now we know there is a person behind this and not just a bot. And up to this point, the scammer seems to know what they're doing. But this wasn't your average scammer. If anything, this is the bargain bucket scammer from Poundland. This one had made some fatal mistakes which would eventually ruin their scam. After this message exchange, that was the end of things. At least for a short while. The following day, I got an email from eBay late at night. I'd been issued a full refund. I checked my PayPal, and yep, the money was right there, back where it had started. So what went so terribly wrong for this scammer that within 24 hours their entire scam operation had been dismantled and they'd lost all their money? Well, there are a few things. Firstly, their attempt at providing tracking information to release the funds, well, that just straight up clearly did not work whatsoever. eBay released the funds 1 day after confirmed delivery, but neither I nor the tracking number was going to confirm that, because A, I didn't receive it, and B, the tracking information was invalid. Secondly, they had zero feedback and their account was less than 24 hours old. That means that their eBay account is not marked as an established seller. For that, 3 months needs to pass from your first successful sale, and you need to have sold over 25 items, generating £165 in sales. But for this account, it had absolutely none of that. So the money was kept on hold by PayPal. It's for this exact reason that most graphics card scams will use hijacked accounts from people that have abandoned their old accounts and don't use them anymore. You'll see a decent amount of positive feedback on these accounts, and this often helps to trick people into falling for the scam. With a stolen abandoned account, the scammers can simply update the payment details from the stolen account and have an effectively infinite list of disposable established seller accounts. This scammer, however, clearly didn't know that they're supposed to do that, or for some reason couldn't. And so the money that the scammer generated was clearly held by PayPal. And then, when eBay cottoned on to what was happening, they took the money straight back and refunded all the customers, myself included. A quick and easy resolution. But it isn't usually that easy. See, when the scammer has access to an established seller account, the money will go straight to their bank account. It will skip straight through PayPal and into their account with Santander, HSBC, whoever. And once that's happened, all they need to do is launder it around countless bank accounts, making the job of eBay and PayPal so much harder to track down the money. In the end, eBay will often end up swallowing the losses, refunding you months later, and then praying that they eventually track down the money so that eBay isn't out of pocket. But that's not a big deal, right? It's only £127, and eBay is a huge company. They wouldn't even notice that sum of money. But that's not quite the case. Do you remember when I pointed out that many of these scam listings will list hundreds as being available per listing? Well, that means that hundreds of people can fall for the scam before eBay get a chance to shut down the scammer. So, to keep the maths easy, let's assume that 100 people pay £100 for a non-existent graphics card. That's £10,000 into the pocket of a scammer. And this is happening every single day. Not quite so small amounts of money now. But what sort of things can you and I do to avoid falling for scams like this? Well, step number one is to only buy from sellers who have recent positive feedback. Pay close attention to the recent part because that's important. Most hijacked accounts will have absolutely no recent feedback. The only feedback they'll have is feedback from years ago when the account was still active. Number two, make sure the pictures in the listing are legit. Do a reverse image search to see if you can find the pictures anywhere online. But most importantly, trust your gut. If something feels fishy or looks too good to be true, chances are that it is. And sure, sometimes it is real and you might miss out on the bargain. But to be honest, in this case, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So if you did enjoy this video, then do be sure to hit like and subscribe. And leave a comment down below letting me know if you've ever fallen for a scam listing on either eBay, Facebook, really anywhere. But like I say guys, do be sure to like and subscribe on this video so that I know you like this type of content. And I will see you all in the next video.